My next guest is an online program strategist who helps heart-centered entrepreneurs looking to scale their business with online programs. Please welcome Nathalie Doremieux. Welcome to the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Patricia Bourgeois, certified business coach. I am here to help you up-level, generate consistent wealth, increase your confidence, attract dream clients, and master your mindset so that you can fully own your power and achieve next level results in your online business and beyond. Every week, a powerful conversation will take place with amazing guests, or I'll share from my experience to help inspire you to start and scale the business of your dreams while being powerfully you. The time has come to stop playing small, stop hiding, and stop waiting. Now is the perfect time for you to passionately pursue your heart's desire as the powerful leader you were born to be. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I am here today with Nathalie Doremieux. How are you?
I am doing great. Thank you so much for having me, Anna.
Of course. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to chat, get to know you better. So feel free to take us on and tell us who you are, what you do, and who you help.
Sure. I have been in business for 16 years now, and I have a pretty uncommon path to becoming a business owner because that was just not in the cards for me.
Mm.
And I am, as you can tell from my accent, I am French and I am also
Mm-hmm.
American. And I have lived what we call here in France the American dream, which is
Mm.
basically packing your bag and moving to the US to have a better life.
Yeah.
so, fast forwarding 16 years in business, I have a family business with my husband. And we help entrepreneurs leverage their expertise and turn it into recurring income. So we've been doing this for this particular area for 4 or 5 years now exclusively.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the beginning of the year, we embarked on a new journey with a SaaS offer that really
Mm.
spinned off from what clients have been telling us. And so now we have kind of these two businesses that we run one alongside the
Yeah.
other.
And let's talk about the American dream for a second because it must be such a big cultural shock, right? Like moving to a whole new country and all of that. So talk to us more about that change.
Yeah, sure. So actually, now that I think about it, I think we were crazy, and that's what family was telling us at the time. But to us, it felt
Yeah.
like what like when you're young and you're like, we're just going to try it. If it doesn't work, we'll come back. So really, what
Yeah.
happened is I met my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time. I met him at school, and
Hmm.
after school, we were packed with this computer degree in this degree in computer science, and then we did a postmaster degree in ergonomics, and then we found ourselves in a market in France where there was not a demand for what we had just learned, which was pretty bad.
Mm.
And
Hmm.
we had this opportunity to go to the US in California, Silicon Valley, the dream place
Wow.
for a software engineer.
Yeah.
So we went there and we were like, after school, we just packed a bag each and we are like, we're just going to go there for the summer. If we find a job, we stay. Otherwise, we
Hmm.
come back. And
Ah.
1 month in, I found a job in Berkeley, California. And we got married in Reno, which is the little Las Vegas, so that he could stay. And then he found a job also. So we ended up staying 10 years.
Wow. Okay, that's awesome. So it really turned out to be the best move ever.
I mean, it exactly. I mean, it's you. I mean, you cannot imagine. I mean, going back right now, everything just fell into place. And I remember both our families on both sides were like watching this and was like, "What the heck are they doing?" But guess what? We got the great jobs. We had three children there. We
Wow.
had a mountain in the cabin. We were going on vacation in Hawaii. I mean, everything was perfect
Wow.
except one thing.
Mm-hmm.
We were working way too much.
Mm. Yeah.
So that and being away from the family, after 10 years, one day, Olivier, my husband, says, "Do you want to go back home?" And I said, "Yes."
Mm.
And that's when we decided to sell everything, move back home, find a place. So right now we are in the south of France. And we
Mm-hmm.
really chose it for the lifestyle. We didn't know anybody living here.
Oh,
We just
wow.
chose the place we wanted to live in, to grow, for our kids to grow in. So it had to be like a very dynamic city, with students' life and things like that.
That's awesome. So, like, how did you, because you said that you were working way too much. So, what did you
Mhm.
do to really balance that work life balance?
Well, so what we try to do, and that worked for the most part. So what we try to do is we purchased this cabin in the mountain, and we
Mm-hmm.
were like, we're gonna try to go there in the weekend to unwind because we had so much commute. I mean, we wanted our kids to speak French, so they had to be in the downtown San Francisco French school. So that
Mm-hmm.
means that you either live downtown or you have lots of commute to bring them back. So we were driving a lot. I mean, we were driving, I don't know, 2.5 to 3 hours per day, which, you
Whoa.
know, and we had to find a way to unwind, like you said. And those 2 weeks a year in Hawaii, we're not going to cut it, right?
Yeah.
So going to the mountain was great, except that one day I fell asleep at the wheel and I
No.
had my daughter in the back.
Oh, no.
And that's when you realize that things have to change because we cannot keep up this pace.
Mm.
It's just crazy. I remember I also fell asleep on the bridge, on the San Mateo bridge once, going back home.
Yeah.
So it's just like things were going great, but way too fast. No time
Yeah.
to take some time for us and just family. There was always something going on. If you want to be social, the kids, they are like birthday parties every weekend, and then there is the soccer, and then uh, always something, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically the kind of like the only way we found was to say, just, let's stop,
Mm-hmm.
sell everything, move back, and then maybe come back in 2 years, after we've taken a break. But that never
Wow.
happened.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that story was wow. It's scary to like fall asleep and like you don't even realize how tired you are until like something like that happens.
Exactly,
But I'm glad
exactly.
you were okay and I'm glad everyone's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like thank you so much for sharing all of your story. It's really great to hear your perspectives. And I'm sure that like some people who are listening who maybe are in the same boat and maybe they're overworked, like maybe this is your
Hmm.
sign to like unwind and find some time to
Yeah.
relax. Yeah.
Sometimes we're just too much in the flow that we don't realize it
Yeah.
until really something happens. Or
Mhm.
you listen someone, maybe this inspires someone to say, hey,
Mhm.
maybe I need to,
Mhm.
take the my foot off the pedal a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's there's nothing wrong with that. Like I feel like there's a lot of shame attached to it, but like honestly, it's better for you to like listen to your body and do what's best for you.
Absolutely. I mean, I learned this. Well, I learned this kind of the hard way, but I also
Mhm.
find out, once you let yourself, uh,
Mhm.
take care of yourself and, and slow down like this, you realize that you are more prepared and more equipped to then help people. But you don't realize that until you've taken the step.
Yes, exactly. Ugh, this is so good. So let's talk about your membership lab because I think
Yep.
that that is awesome. I love that you help entrepreneurs turn their vision into profitable online platforms. And I mean, I'm always looking for new ways to like bring my courses to life. So, like, how did you get the idea to start this lab?
So the idea really started organically. So as our background, is in software engineering, very
Yeah.
naturally we started to build software, and that didn't work out well because we were avoiding the marketing and sales. And finally, when we surrounded ourselves with the right people, I mean,
Mm,
business coach,
yeah.
to name it, we realized that really what we had to do is focus on what we were really great at doing and surround ourselves with the people to do the stuff that we didn't know how to do. So we
Mm,
started by building websites, and I'm sure you know that the competition
yeah.
in people that are building website is huge. And then I had this opportunity where I met this woman. She's Canadian. Her name is Nathalie, and um, she became my coach. I joined her mastermind, and then I
Mm-hmm.
joined her partner program with one tool that she was developing for memberships and online courses. And that's
Mm-hmm.
when I realized, oh my gosh, there is actually a niche here for me where
Yeah.
I can support people with not just a website that's like the window to your business, like it, but more into actually earning an income, getting some money, some financial independence,
Mm-hmm.
teaching or supporting or sharing your story with other people. and
Yes.
and that's where it really synced in, like this is what I want to do. So I really started with just building the sites,
Mm-hmm.
and right now we've built over 400. So we've
Whoa.
helped many people. But I have to say, if I'm being honest, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of these platforms right now, the ones that we did at the beginning, some of them are not live anymore.
Mm.
And I
Yeah.
realized, and especially now when I talk to people, and that's why now I'm going into strategy, is that people sometimes want it as a solution that I think they think is going to be passive income and easy to implement because they are
Mm.
not able to sell their coaching package. So they're like, I'm going to have a lower price point, easy. I'm going to put some videos in. People are going to buy because my stuff is great. Well, guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Your stuff might be great. If you don't have an audience to sell this to, you're going to hear
Mm.
crickets.
Yes.
So that's been the past that I've had, like, building the tech, and then by working, because I have been blessed with working with influencers and people in the space where we were in the back end, working on the funnels and all the stuff. So I've seen the strategies, I've seen how they do it basically, and I'm like, there is an opportunity for me to support people
Yeah.
in that, because there is a step before the tag. I know my thing is the tag, but people are often surprised, like, I don't talk about the tag. Because
Wow.
until we know exactly what you need to do, there
Mm.
is no point talking about the tag, because the tag is just the tool to make it happen. But if you don't know what the it is,
Mm.
there is no point, because they are like, okay, what should I use? Are we going to use this? I already purchased it. I would prefer to use this. And I'm like, this is not the way to go. This is how most people that want to DIY go, but this
Mm.
is not the proper way that I have seen working. So
Okay.
it's really been that journey. The other thing I want to say, so Fabienne Fredrickson, right?
Yes.
She's been a key person in how I have grown in this business. She's brought me so much self worth, and she's taught me basically how I found myself, like knowing so much more about myself and not feeling like weak for the things that I'm not equipped with. And that was so empowering. One thing that I learned a lot from her is that you're never going to know everything, but you
Yeah.
have to focus on your zone of genius, your thing that you know how to do, and you get support for the other stuff. Nobody knows, nobody has everything figured out. And
Mm.
digging deeper, because you know how when you make the exercise and they ask you for your mission, your vision, and
Yeah.
it was tough for me because I wanted to say, my mission is I want to make money because I want to feel safe. But I
Yeah.
cannot say that because it doesn't look great when I say that.
Mm.
And digging deeper, doing so much work on my mindset, I realized that what I want for people is I want to show them that there is an opportunity to have financial stability. That's why I love the recurring model, the
Mm.
recurring subscription model, because
Yeah.
I tell people, and especially I tell women, I don't know if it's even on my website, but I say that a lot, is that there is a membership inside all of us if we want it.
Mm.
We are
Yeah.
all mom or sisters or daughters or neighbor, or there are things that we've learned at school, things that we've learned in our corporate jobs that we can teach others that don't know. So if we dig
Mm.
deep, there is an opportunity for a business, for an online business, for anyone if they want
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
so that's my underlying mission. It's like to show people, to help women, and I work with men as well, but I tend to attract more women, and
Mm.
helping them see, like I said, like when I am on a call, I don't sell people, I enroll them into their own vision. And then it
Mm.
becomes, oh my gosh, this is possible. Then I want to be the accelerator. Okay, now I can help you make it happen faster. How do we do that? And that's how
Mhm.
I enroll people.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. So, like, what's the difference between, for example, sites like Kajabi and like stuff like that to your own membership site?
Yeah. So unlike many people that build custom membership site, I'm not going to tell you that Kajabi or Thinkific or all these
Yeah.
platforms are bad. They have
Mm-hmm.
their purpose.
Yeah.
What's different with what we build is we put the customer experience first. So
Mm.
when somebody tells me, I'm looking for an easy, do it all tool that has everything included, that I cannot help them with that. Why? Because we always start by creating the model and the structure and the experience that you want people to get in the membership. Remember, a membership is successful only if people stay. And in order
Mm.
for people to stay, they have to get results. That means that you have to give them the right combination of content, support, and accountability. And
Mm.
that's where, in my opinion, some of these platforms fall short.
Yeah.
It has its market. I would say that Kajabi is great for somebody that doesn't want to hire out and wants something quick. But when you
Mm-hmm.
use these tools, don't spend 3 months on it. Like if you do it,
Mm.
it's to have something fast. So take it how it is and then build your business around it. Find out what the tools does really, really well, and then build your business around that. Because if you pick a tool and then, like for example, you work with me and we design this great program and it doesn't fit, then you might say, well, Kajabi is a bad tool. No, it's not a bad tool. It's just not made for custom member experience. It doesn't have all
Mm.
these gamification, built-in progress tracking and rewarding people for doing certain things, surprise unlocking of things. So all features that can be put in place in certain memberships, when it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much for for explaining that.
Sure.
That makes so much sense. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much. And I think the work you do is so important. And yeah, like I can see totally the benefit of having your own membership site, and prioritizing client experience is so important as well. So I ask this to everyone who comes on the show, and I'm curious to know your answer. What
Mhm.
does being a powerful leader mean to you?
Being a powerful leader to me means that I am able to share and inspire others and
Mm-hmm.
empower others with my not only my words, sharing my experience, but also being a great listener. A leader is a great listener that is going to not just listen, but also share, you know, from my story, how I see things. And if I do this well, then at the end of the call, the person has much more clarity. So to me, being a leader first is being a great listener. And when we say leading, there is this notion to me of following, which is looking into what others have done before me. So it's so important to be willing to share the good and the bad. I mean, we haven't shared this, but I've got fired twice by my husband, in the
Yeah.
business. So, and I was a business owner, we're co-owners. Just so it's not always easy. We try to,
Yeah.
being a leader is also showing the ups and downs, right? So that's what being a powerful leader is to me.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, do you have any last piece of wisdom that you'd like to share with the audience today?
I think that the biggest thing that has helped me and that I know helps anyone is there is only so much that we can do alone.
Yeah.
Seeking support from family and friends only is going to get you so far. They don't want to disappoint you. They are either going to tell you, no, it's a bad idea because they want you to be safe, or they're going to tell you it's awesome because they want you to feel empowered. So you have to seek outside of that circle if you want to tap into the person that you're not yet, that you need to become in order to get to that next level. Because your
Oh
friends
my
and
God.
family are going to
Yeah.
want to stay safe where they know you.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's so true. Dropping some facts here this morning. I love it. Thank you so much. So, where can people go to connect with you further online?
So I think the easiest is that they can go to themembershiplab.com, but the easiest is probably that they go to nataliedoremieux.com, where they will be able to see the lab, and they will also be able to see Search Ditto, which is the SaaS product that we launched at the beginning of the year. And this is for content creators to get more visibility. So, and then
Awesome.
they will be able to see some free resources if they are interested to
Amazing.
dig further.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. So go follow Nathalie. She's awesome. Thank you again for being here. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, Anna.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Powerful Female Leaders podcast. If you love this episode, make sure to spread the message, leave a review, and subscribe. I would forever be grateful for you. I also want to hear from you, and I want to know your feedback and your questions for future episodes. So don't be shy, say hi, and send me a message at Powerful Female Leaders Podcast on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you on the next episode.